Let's try another sonnet in quite mad conditions out here in the rainy south of France. This is not what it said in the tin. This is going to be sonnet 6. So we're going to follow the 5 stages, which are reading the rhyming couplet, the last words, marking in the 4 sections, marking in the breaths, then the Césures. Okay, the rhyming couplet. It is: be not self-willed, for thou art much too fair to be death's conquest and make worms thine heir. So we've got a bit of death, a bit of you better have kids, otherwise your life's a bit of a mess sort of thing going on. Okay, what is the last word of each line? Defaced, distilled, place, self-killed. Well, self-killed stands out. I've not heard Shakespeare use that before. So, self-killed, it's going to be your fault if you die. Usury, loan, the one. Usury. Yeah, I think I've heard him use that once before. But again, this the sin of usury, which is how our world is run these days. Anyway, so he's talking about some loan. Anyway, which damages you. Oh Jesus. Okay. Then art thee depart posterity. Art thee depart posterity. So we're talking about posterity, what you're leaving behind, and depart, we're talking about death. So what you're leaving behind when you die. That is very important. And then we've got fair and heir. So heir, you know, your kids, fair. What is the beauty that you're leaving behind? Okay, break it into the 4 sections. So first section ends after self-killed, after the first 4 lines. Then after the next 4 lines, we've got one. Then we've got posterity, and that's the 4 sections. Okay, marking the breaths. So the breaths are the start and the end, because you'll breathe before you begin, and you'll breathe when you're finished. You won't stop breathing just because you're finished. And then we mark in all the sentence endings. A sentence can end in 3 ways: full stop, exclamation mark, and question mark. So we'll mark those in. An even sonnet would have a breath at every other line. Then we've got lone, we've got a semicolon, let's mark a breath in there, and one, that's good. We've got a semicolon at the, and we've got the question mark at posterity. So it's an even sonnet, for we have major punctuation every other line, including our full stops. Now, we mark in the Césures. What are the Césures? The Césure is the natural break within the line. Then let not winter's ragged hand deface. Then let not winter's ragged hand deface. It's a difficult one, this, but I would put it after then let's not. In thee thy summer are... it's hard to read this because my screen is covered in rain. In thee thy summer, ere thou be distilled. In thee thy summer, Césure, ere thou be distilled. Make sweet vial. Okay, and we've got punctuation at vial halfway through the line, so that's the Césure. So, let not winter's ragged hand deface in thee thy summer, ere thou be distilled. Make some sweet vial. Treasure thou some place where beauty's treasure, ere it be self-killed. With beauty's treasure. So 4th line, with beauty's treasure, Césure, ere it be killed. We're going to skip now to the rhyming couplet, Césures. Be not self-willed. So we've got a comma where the Césure is. Be not self-willed, Césure, for thou art much too fair to be death's conquest, to make worms thine heir. To be death's conquest, Césure. Okay. So now we're going to work out what he's talking about. Then let not winter's ragged hand deface in thee thy summer, ere thou be distilled. So let not death get you before you've become before you've had kids. Make sweet some vial. Treasure thou some place with beauty's treasure, ere it be self-killed. So again, it's all talking about kids. That use is not forbidden usury, which happies those that pay the willing loan. That's for thyself to breed another thee, or 10 times happier, be it 10 for 1. So you're not being like it's gone kind of weird, the lens. You're not being like some kind of usurer doing this. It's okay, this kind of giving of yourself, this lending of yourself is okay. It's not some usury sin. 10 times thyself were happier than thou art if 10 of thine 10 times refigured thee. So just like, don't worry, it's not like a loan. And if you become like a loan, i.e. if you become money that duplicates, it's okay. Then what could death do if thou should departest, leaving thee living in posterity? So how can death kill you if you've left 10 copies of yourself? Be not self-willed, for thou art much too fair. So stop being so egotistical, because you're all right. Thou art much too fair to be death's conquest, to make worms out there. So stop being so egotistical, try and have some kids, because you're too beautiful to let death be your only, the only thing you leave behind is your dead corpse. No, try and leave something else behind, like some kids. Though these days people just try and leave behind art, alas.